Today is the 21st of September, and I came home to this beautiful, vivid, like the brightest lily I've ever seen in my life, and I just wanted to share that because it's extremely beautiful. Like, are you kidding me?
It is one of the 3 books that I can remember that has ever made me cry. It's about like this lost, lonely, incredibly sensitive woman walking the streets of Paris, getting too drunk, reminiscing on everything that has gone wrong in her life. So like her incredibly sharp intelligence mixed with like her deep love for humanity, it's heartbreaking to read because, well, this world is not made for us sensitive, wide-eyed romantics. And oh man, does she get hurt by the world.
That's big down in Bilbo country. Who the hell do you think he is? Thought he was a man, that's what, said Railroad Tommy. Well, he thought wrong, Freddie said. Ain't no black men in Bilbo country. The hell they ain't, said Guitar. Who? Asked Freddie. Till, that's who. He dead. A dead man ain't no man. A dead man is a corpse. That's all, a corpse. A living coward ain't a man either, said Porter. Who you talking to? Freddie was quick to get the personal insult. Calm down, you two, said Hospital Tommy. Only drunks could drink there in peace. Cruisers found chickens or hawks, whichever they preferred, even jailbait. Restless housewives were flattered there and danced their heels off. Teenagers learned life rules there, and everybody found excitement there. For it was not beautiful, then fascinating. The music gave tone and texture to conversation.
Leftover frozen meal from Trader Joe's. It was the chicken tikka masala. And I had like literally 1 spoonful of food left over yesterday that I did not finish, and that is what we're eating right now. And you must be thinking, Seven, how is this tiny piece of chicken and 1 spoonful of rice going to tide you over? And I'll have you know, it will. I don't need much. Oh, that's done in under a minute. And the battery's dying. See ya. I got a situation on my ear.
TikTok on the greens on the meantime.
That's how you eat the wing. My shit melted. It's done.
What?
My ice cube is done.
That's why I was giving you the blue pen, because it lasts longer.
This thing mad heavy. The ice cube is mad direct.
You want to waste my ice cube, or you want to use the blue pen that you're supposed to use?
The ice cube.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take the blue thing.
No, it's all good.
I mean, my ice cube is melted. I need it now.
So go get it then, because you want to be a fresh mouth.
Please.
Go get it. She's a fresh mouth.
Maybe. That's done. In the sauce. Hey, I'm just updating my camera. I don't know why it has this really beautiful purple tint to it, but anyways, Shay and I, who's on FaceTime, oh my god, my camera's dying right now. We're planning the book to read for October, and we're reading over the some Edgar Allan Poe stories, and my camera's dying, and I gotta charge it. Okay, bye.
It was in her feminine life. Then, as we made our way out of the bar and into the elevator, the shyness was endearing to me. He did a good job approximating the sweet inelegance of a second or third date confession.
I'm going to Barnes right
It was
now
in these moments that Romy's face flashed through my mind that preoccupied all the girls at the camp I attended was whether, given the choice, you would change your face or your body. This was before most of us had real notions of what we would look like, though of course we were already painfully aware of what we did look like. The most beautiful among us, a blonde who had already come into a version of her figure, with very large eyes and a mouth that made her seem innocent and kind, said she would change her body. Around we went in the cabin. Most girls readily said they would change their bodies. I think it had less to do with any actual satisfaction we had with our faces, and more the idea that if our faces changed, we would be unrecognizable, our personhoods altered. We would transform into cruel, orphaned girls, beautiful enough to attract the love of strangers, but alien to the people who cared for us, and whom we realized during this exercise we did not want to lose. You have a girlfriend, don't you?
I love how he knows her so.
What's her name? You're right, I said, smiling. I could feel his attention narrowing in, and my own expressions began to feel subtle and fascinating under his microscope. So what's her name, then? Romy, I said. The name seemed to have little to do with her. It didn't conjure her look, her voice, the sight of her back as she pulled the door closed feel superior to her, don't you? Don't you feel safe somehow, because you're more beautiful than her? I smiled again, because it felt good to reveal the truth to someone who liked me for it. The truth would make Nathan laugh with pleasure. Yes, I said finally. There's that vanity I like. They said what I believed and knew to be true, but they ignored our reality. That women were valuable only until their bodies expired. That women who gave themselves only to each other relinquished this value altogether. It was a relief to hear Nathan acknowledge this so guilelessly. I was tired of pretending the opposite. Now it felt like a narcotic to hear what I knew was wrong, yet if it were true, could only mean that I was chosen. What this meant for women who deviated an inch from the ideal. And I felt a miserable powerlessness, so strong I could even relish the idea of becoming an elderly person, just a house for a mind. Proof of desire, proof of sex, proof of pleasure. In part, that's why I thought you might like having those pictures taken. I rubbed my fingers together in the water. It's a pity.
Or was he scrupulously convinced of his own innocence? I thought the second. Not that he was convinced of his innocence in any legal or moral paradigm, but that he believed himself exempt. I never felt unsafe around him, I said.
The camera should be pointing at.
There was a change in her voice. No longer solicitous, it was the voice of a teacher or a parent, gentle and condescending, full of superior knowledge. Would you call yourself a feminist? She said finally. Yes. And what does that mean to you? I looked at Ms. Bullens. That's not an easy question, I said, respectfully. Please try to describe what it means to you.
It is now 6:36 in the morning on Wednesday, September 27th. I woke up about an hour ago, but within the hour I spent the first 30 minutes pooping and then like tidying up the house a little bit, putting away the dishes that were washed yesterday and were drying, and washing up the water cups and teacups from last night. When I woke up this morning, I also felt like reading a little bit more of Alice in Wonderland on the toilet. So that's what I did, and that's what I'm going to continue doing right now. I would love to be able one day to complete a 24-hour reading challenge, but the thought of me staying up for 24 hours is, I don't think that can happen like on purpose. Like whenever it does happen, it's usually because I'm like working a lot, so I just end up staying awake the whole time. But I don't know, I want to complete something like that today, but I don't really know how that's gonna go because I haven't really filled most of my time with reading. I don't know if I updated you, but yesterday I completed Acts of Service on Libby, and I went to Barnes & Noble to get a physical copy because I really like it, and it's rare that I find books regarding non-monogamy that talk about it in like a healthy way. The other book that I got is a collection of short stories that we're reading. Well, we're reading short stories from Edgar Allan Poe, H.P. Lovecraft, and this writer. So from this book here. I don't have the H.P. Lovecraft copy physically, but I did get an ebook on Apple Books for 99 cents. 3 books consumed my brain yesterday. I read this one when I first woke up, this one in the afternoon with Shay, and this one on the train ride home from Manhattan, and then this one I picked up this morning, which I've been reading for a while, and I'm going to continue reading. And then also this week I completed, I think, 2 other books, so Days at the Murasaki Bookshop and The Stationery Shop. And there's another book that I would like to get into before the week is over, and that is Drug Use for Adults, which was also recommended to me by a friend. I am the kind of person that if a friend recommends a book to me, I want to read it and tell them about it within a I'm trying to update my Goodreads right now, and it's not in my currently reading, but I am currently reading it. I just pulled it out of my bag. This book is from a library in Columbus, Ohio, maybe. So far, first of all, it's upside. The dust jacket was placed in incorrectly, so this is upside down. So I'm reading it like this is the front. And whenever I'm like outside reading it, I'm always like, I mean, I don't care what people think, but I always wonder what people think of me reading like this. But I'm still reading the intro, which is really, really good. I'm enjoying it. It's written by Zadie Smith, and it's quite long, but it's an intro to the story as well as a really good piece on Toni Morrison and her writing and why she writes the way that she does. So Recitative, the actual story, is only 41 pages long, and these pages are also quite small. So yeah, I'm really interested in finishing this. This hopefully today, and as well as the other short stories that I need to read in here, and the short stories for H.P. Lovecraft that Shay and I chose yesterday. So all in all, today I need to finish, I don't need to finish, but I want to finish 4 books, and I have hope that that can happen. So far this morning, I haven't eaten anything. I made myself a cappuccino with brown sugar and cinnamon and regular milk. And I'm gonna make myself some breakfast once I get to maybe the next chapter of Alice in Wonderland, because I'm not really hungry. This coffee though is about to make me like want to shit my pants again. So I'm gonna update my Goodreads and then get back into Alice in Wonderland. a good time to check in because we are getting to my favorite part of the story, and I'm pretty sure that I'm actually halfway of the way through Alice in Wonderland, because this whole bit is Alice in Wonderland, and I do believe there is 12 chapters, and right now I'm at chapter 7. So a little more of halfway the way through Alice in Wonderland. Probably gonna finish it within the next hour or so. It is 8:35. I started this around 6:30-ish, I think, 7. And then after Alice in Wonderland is 12 more chapters of a separate story, Through the Looking Glass, and what Alice found there. I don't know if I want to read Through the Looking Glass today, but I think it is a continuation of Alice. It's now 9:51, and I have just completed Alice in Wonderland, which ends on page 145, and then Through the Looking Glass, which is the second book in this book, starts then. So finished this book this morning. I'm going to update my Goodreads. Okay, so I mean, this wasn't a necessary part of my TBR, but that's 2 books in my TBR completed for today. The next book that I plan on completing today will be Recitative by Toni Morrison. I was wondering when you were ready. I'm reading one of the short stories in here, and then 2 more short stories in H.P. Lovecraft's collection, and then once Samara picks the short stories in here, then I will complete those as well.
Checking out the jubilant crowd of young partygoers. A gospel-sounding organ dominant.
This was, but right now, well, I mean, I started about an hour and, I guess it's 2.5 hours ago. Wow, I did not realize I've been lollygagging for that long, but I went, I showered, cleaned up my house, whatever, and now I'm reading Drug Use for Adults. I'm enjoying it. I agree with his with the statements that he is making so far. Okay, now that I just got thoroughly distracted.
The groove played in the background. It was a familiar sound. I couldn't name it. I also couldn't ignore it. My attention, though, was being beckoned by one of the volunteers from the loop. Excited, this kind bloke told me about the harm reduction services they were providing at the festival.
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm like, yeah. Oh, and my nails are equally done, but I'm not engaged. But yeah. Finished the intro, and it literally took up half of the book. Just finished Recitative. We're going to head over to my final annotation. I don't have a final annotation. Okay, but that's besides the point. It's done. And this is book number 2, and I need to update my Goodreads. Yeah, I think I'm finally tapped out from reading today because this is book number 1, 2, 3, 4. I tried to read The Call of Cthulhu right before this, and I couldn't. So then I picked up this, and I've literally reread this one page a million times, and my camera's dying. And that bag right there is filled with books that Courtney brought me. Bless you. So there's that. Okay, I am actually reading it, and I got food to sustain myself.
We're gonna wear like.
I just wanted to see what my nails look like in front of my very empty plate of pasta. I guess I could probably move this. I'm freezing. Oh, I love the Wizard Kelly-esque when I cut my head off. Okay. So today we finished Alice in Wonderland, Recitative, the Oscar Story, and the House Guest. And we started The Dangers of Drug Use for Adults, or I don't know if it's called The Dangers, I think it's just called Drug Use for Adults, so that's 4 books in total, and it is almost 6:20 p.m. Got tiramisu and wine on the house. I feel like something that never gets talked about, or at least that I never talk about, is when you go out to eat by yourself and you have to pee and you can't go to the bathroom because there's no one to sit and like watch your stuff. And I'm sitting here trying to debate if I should like take all my stuff to the bathroom with me or sit here and wait until I'm done eating to go use the bathroom. And right now I think I'm going more with the latter. So I threw up in the Uber. We got on the train actually. Made it as far as like, we got off the train now. What? Wait, shimmer. And then got an Uber. It was so dumb. Ashton's making me tea. I had some goldfish. I'm gonna go get that.
Yeah.
These are the products I got at Sephora last night. Look at this. Anyways, and these are all the books that Queen gave me yesterday. Good afternoon, vlog. It is a little after 1. Okay, it's a little more than a little after 1. It's actually 1:40, which is kind of mind-blowing to me because I had to just double check the time because I was like, is that what I'm seriously seeing? Stop touching this. I had an infection on my ear and I'm literally touching it, and that's not gonna help the infection. Now it's burning. Oh, okay. I'm feeling kind of it's a low day today, but I feel like putting all of that energy into something good, like cooking or baking, and then I feel like, you know, giving out that love. So I'm going to see what is in the fridge and bake some treats for my coworkers and for me, of course, because it's fall. And yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. Also make myself some lunch because I haven't eaten yet today, and make some dinner. I'm thinking a stew because it's been raining for so long and it's just so cold and I love it. It's not cold in here actually because last night I set the heat on, and so it's been slowly warming up the apartment. But yeah, I think I'm going to make some food for myself, bake some desserts for my friends, and finish listening to Drug Use for Adults because I'm almost done with that one. And yeah, I don't really have any more physical books to read. Well, that's not true. I have other physical books that I've started and have not finished, but I don't feel like reading those right now, so I don't think I'm gonna get to them. But I think I'm gonna end this little reading sprint situation that I have going on here, I think, and we will just finish it off by watching me cook some really delicious food to nourish myself and bake some really delicious treats to nourish my friends. In this cup I have a kind of, it's not a London fog, it's black tea called plumberry spice. It has like cinnamon, clove, ginger, corn flowers, black tea, and something else. And I just have some cinnamon, honey, and steamed milk in it. And this hand, first of all, the day I got them done, this one broke, and then yes, today this one fell ripped off, and these are my fingernails, so that's that. These are the books that she got me. Feel free to let me know if you've read any of them. That's the time, and I'm finally cooking.
One of my favorite ways to unwind and
Kale,
and
basil
approximately
from the window,
I also
and
used heroin during this period.
that's
I planned my quit date to be about 48 hours prior to a
way into the household of the governor of Tunis, where he was raised speaking Arabic, before being taken to France for much of his later youth. When summoned him to Istanbul, after engaging him as a financial advisor for a short time, he made him Grand Vizier.
I'm just here to show you my outfit. Also, my camera has like a pink tint. Right now, I'm making these Concord grape muffins. Because
the problem is, like, I never really cared about sweets. Like, I liked them, but I never went crazy for them. Like, you know, I never Hershey. Like, I would have that shit all the time. But recently, I've been so into, like, the work. Up to that hotel.
I'm gonna have some candy corn.
You're not gonna miss this thing, I guarantee it. I guarantee